to the very first episode of the Sai Academy. And what we're going to be talking about in this first episode is the inspiration state. Now, I have termed it the inspiration state as a type of understanding when you're looking into conscious connection, when you're looking into conscious flow. You could also refer to this as a type of conscious channeling. But our particular emphasis of what we want to look into in this episode is inspiration. And this is what allows us to connect to other worlds. This is what allows us to connect to extensions within ourselves. When we are inspired to do so, when we feel that harmony, when we know that we are motivated to moving ourselves into a whole new alignment. And so, when we're looking at inspiration, this is the center point. And so, when we are in that particular spot, that dot, this gives us the opportunity to branch off into possibilities. And again, those possibilities will represent spots or dots as well too. And so we are anchoring ourselves together into these points of inspiration. And in these particular states, this is where knowledge becomes our ally. So what is it that we feel we can do to get ourselves into that inspiration state on a very frequent basis? It's all about transforming our lives. If we feel that when we wake up in the morning and we are not at all happy about where we are, about what we have to do today, about how we have to get up and make breakfast and do this and do that, there's no chance we're going to be able to lock on to that spot, lock on to the dot of inspiration. We want to reshape everything within our reality. We want to make sure that everything that we do, from the morning that we get up until the evening that we go to sleep, and of course, even in our dream states, we want to continue to complement ourselves. So the greatest road to knowledge is complement. When you feel complementary to yourself, when your environment feels complementary, with everything that you do is a complement to yourself, now you are getting in the flow. This is the inspiration state. This is what it truly represents in those 4 letters. Flow. We want to get ourselves into the flow. This is what's going to make us channels. This is what's going to make us intuitive. This is what's going to help improve our psychic ability. Is when we get into the flow, when we become inspiration, when we become complementary, that is the road that we are traveling that allows knowledge to become our ally. And so now we are able to work together, not just with our etheric connections, but also with physical connections. We start the aspect of attraction. The magnetisms change. This is why inspiration is so important, that when we feel inspired, our reality will change complementary in that particular type of vibration. So when this is our spot, when this is filled with inspiration, complement, joy, excitement, love, peace, then this is what's going to bring about everything that complements that energy. One of the biggest tests I would recommend anybody in the form of a challenge is to see if you can be fully positive for 1 full day. This is basically your first step in becoming an inspirational individual, where you are now able to channel, where you're now able to connect, where you're able to communicate with nature, you're able to communicate with all physicality, you're able to communicate with the extensions of your consciousness. That's all coming together because this, therefore, becomes your anchor. Just feeling positive. Taking everything that represents those slivers of joy and compacting them and putting them into this very large ball and letting that be the entirety of your day. Now again, that can be challenging. I've certainly had my ups and downs throughout the day, and it can be very, very challenging to live an entire day in positivity. It really can. You really have to look into the areas of where you feel that you are in turbulence. So basically putting these little waves up here. When you're in turbulent waters, you want to be able to look at that. You want to find out, why am I turbulent? What's preventing me from going into the inspiration state? Is it my job? Is it money? Is it finances? Is it career? Is it family? Whatever it may be. Just start to look at it. And again, as you're looking at it, just write it down. Just write down all of that feeling. What is it that it is telling you? I don't like what I'm doing because. I'm in this rut because. I don't feel like I can get into compliment because of this. And just keep writing it down and just keep reflecting on those energies. Don't even do anything. Don't even feel that you have to do a single thing other than just write that down and just continue to look at what you have written. And you're keeping yourself focused on that energy of what you have written until that no longer feels like it has any particular purpose with you anymore. So basically what you have done is through this little paragraph that you have written saying that I'm not comfortable with my finances, or I can't get into a complementary state of inspiration because of this. And you're just looking at it. And then as you continue to look at it over and over and over again, it now becomes stale. What did you do? You gave yourself the trust and the ability to be open to interpret your feelings. So you are opening, you are trusting, and you are interpreting. Congratulations. You just performed the 3 key steps in helping you moving yourself into an inspirational being. Because that's what it takes. That is how it works. You open yourself up. You trust the process. You interpret the information. That's how you channel. That's how you connect to other extensions of your consciousness. That's how you reshape your reality. That's how you reinvent the real, is when you are able to channel this information. I don't feel good because this is completely draining me for this particular reason. And now you have that written down. Now you just keep looking at it and keep looking at it because the emotions are coming up now and saying, I can't do this, I can't do that, this sucks, this is awful, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this, etc., etc., etc. And you're just constantly looking at this. You may even want to write some more as it happens. Keep writing it out. This is basically what you refer to as your unleashed page. So it's like starting a journal, and you have your unleashed page. You just write everything out. Okay? You can just start reading it out loud. And you start reading it out loud, and you continue to write, you continue to read, you continue to speak it out loud. And over time, however long it takes, may take a few minutes, may take a few hours, may take a few days. However long it needs to take, you have done an exceptional healing, because what you have done is you have held space for yourself. And once that is achieved, you have now become inspirational. You have shared with yourself something very, very deep, something that's been kept inside of you for so long. By opening yourself up, by trusting yourself, and interpreting what you are sharing, what you are feeling, and now letting that out. Congratulations. Now you've become an inspirational being. Now you won't have that much of a problem spending an entire day as a positive person. Because why is this important? Why spend an entire day as a positive person? Because as you have removed all of this unleashed information, all of these unleashed feelings, you now have the capability to fill that void. So if this is you here, the little head, arms, legs, you have this empty void within yourself right now because you've unleashed all of that turbulence. That turbulence has now been released because of everything that you've written down, everything that you've been reading, everything that you've been saying, holding space for yourself. Now the day of inspiration, the day of positive energy can come through, and everything that represents positivity is new programming. So you are now putting new programming into your body. It's kind of like a computer. When we have all this junk in our hard drive and it's just being so slow and it's just awful stuff in it, we need to clean it out. We clean all that stuff off the hard drive. We now completely reboot our computer. It's got a fresh new perspective. It's got a fresh new drive. And now we can start putting in stuff that we want to have on it so that it will serve us. Well, there we go. That's exactly what we're doing with us. We're putting positivity into us. We're reshaping the mind. We're reshaping the physical brain. We're reshaping the physical body and bringing in all this inspiration, this complement to us. We're in this inspiration point now. And now the positive energies can now start coming in. We are attracting those energies because what we have done is we have repelled everything that does not serve us. So that is the law of magnetics, the law of attraction and repulsion. It is not just the law of attraction. There's two aspects to this. That's how magnetism works. There is an in and an outflow, an input and an output, a push and a pull. So this is basically the whole fundamental to grasping that concept of magnetism. So now we are getting positive. So what is it that we want to feel positive about? Everything that represents the opposite that made us feel horrible about ourselves. Everything that created that turbulence, we now want to give an opposite polarity energy to. So if I'm feeling bad about money, if I'm feeling bad about finances, and I've unleashed that, I've let that all out, and now I look at that page, how do I feel about it? It doesn't bother me anymore. I've let it out. I feel good. I feel like something new is about to happen. Fantastic. Now you're ready for your positive day. Now you're going to start complimenting yourself to everything that represented that negative form, everything that represented that aspect of turbulence. So now I'm going to see myself in value. Maybe I'll start developing my own business. Maybe I'll start talking to friends. Maybe I'll start networking online. Whatever it is that I do, something that is completely within my complement to enter the inspiration state. And you will automatically get guidance when you're in that state. When you basically have this void and all of that turbulent energy, that stagnant energy has now been released from you. Now your conscience, now your guidance, now all of these particular channeled extensions of yourself are going to start speaking to you. And that may be, again, the next thing that you may want to try here. As a complement to your positive day. So, we want to begin channeling inspiration. How do we do that? How is that done? Well, when you're going into the state to be inspirational, you're not thinking. Okay? So, basically, I would say to people, do not think. All you have to do is feel. It is the feeling sensation that you are looking for. It's all part of that, where feeling has no definition to it. We try to define feelings with thoughts, but we're never able to get the pure understanding of feeling with words, with thoughts, with logic. Can't be done. So, when you're channeling inspiration, keep your mind still. Keep your mind centered. Oh, Brad, that's so hard to do. Oh my God. You have no idea. Like, my mind is going a mile a minute. It is constantly flooding me with all these thoughts. I can't stop thinking. Everything needs to be scrutinized. Everything has to be analyzed. Everything needs to be logicalized to death. That's okay. Because again, it's not about thinking that you're going to get this right away. Just go into that state and work in a way that you feel you can completely relax. Again, this can be following the breath. This can be just closing your eyes and just letting the breath carry you into a neutral state of consciousness. And as you just flow in that natural state of consciousness, that neutralized form, You're just letting the breath do the work. You're breathing in slowly. You're breathing out slowly. You're breathing in. You're breathing out. And you're just maintaining that feeling. That feeling of peace, that feeling of calmness. And the breath is guiding the way. And as you do that and you put your focus, you put all of your energy just into the breath, for that example, you're starting to feel lighter. Maybe you'll get a couple little thoughts here and there. That's fine. Don't give them energy. If you're feeling a random thought coming into your mind, just let it pass. Just imagine again that it's flowing water, just flowing right past you. And you're not attaching to it. You're not trying to grab and create a dam to cause that water to fill and causing forms of stagnation or turbulence again. You just want the breath. You want any other particular aspect that you think you can focus on. I want to say think you can focus on, but what you can simply focus on so that you can eliminate the idea of thought, right? That's it. And this is basically, again, the same thing. You may feel that you want to jump into meditation right away. You want to go into that space right away and saying, oh, I can't do it. I'm thinking too much. I'm thinking too much. All right. So now you need to go into your Unleashed page. You need to start writing that down. I think too much because. I think this way because. These thoughts come into my mind because. This is how it makes me feel. This is how I react. Whatever it may be, that little paragraph that you create, let that be part of your Unleashed page, right? Because as you continue to go through this more and more and more, and you're really remodifying yourself, you will eventually have the energy to live a positive day, to live an entire day, just one day. Doesn't have to be a week, doesn't have to be a month, just one positive day within your life. So again, this is all part of the preparation, because we are moving and focusing into trying to get a positive day happening in our life. But, oh, no, I'm thinking too much. Or, oh, no, I have this situation that's coming up. Oh, no, what about my finances? Or, no, what about this relationship, etc. Great. That's great. Those are juicy tidbits. We want to take that turbulent data and we want to put that in our Unleashed pages, right? And we're doing the same thing over and over and over again until we are crystal clear, until we feel that we have opened ourselves up, trusted ourselves, and interpreted the process so much that we have now become an inspirational conduit, an inspirational being. Now you are being prepared to become a psi, or a psionic, a psychic, whichever you wish to refer to it as. But of course, as we are looking into the Sai Academy, we're looking how to develop ourselves into a psi, to actually making ourselves clear. And basically, this is all that it represents, is that when we're looking into psi, we're looking into a clear psyche. We're looking into something that brings ourselves into such a heightening of consciousness that we are now a vessel. We are a vessel of the psi, and we can now connect harmoniously. So these are just parts of the steps. So why don't we go ahead and review them right now. So again, we are basically looking to become a knowledge ally. In order to become a knowledge ally, you must live in complement. Living in complement continues to pave the road, and this will allow knowledge to flow through it. When you are a knowledge ally and you are living in complement, you are able to connect with your etheric and physical states. Your etheric, your physical, your emotional, your mental. All of those particular states are now in harmony with you. But in order to do that, you must look into the baggage, you must look into the turbulence that you are still carrying with you. You have to determine exactly where you feel you are in life. If again you wake up every morning and you feel completely drained, completely unhappy, completely unsatisfied with everything you're doing, then again, this is giving you the starting point. You want to ask, why? Why do I feel drained? Why do I feel uncomfortable? Why do I feel that when I wake up in my bed, I think the day is going to suck, right? We want to know the answers to that. We want to just not even know the answers. We just want to ask why. And then we can be able to create a space for ourselves, holding space for ourselves, and being able to ask these questions. Why do I think my day sucks? Why do I feel that when I wake up first thing in the morning, I'm dreading getting out of bed? Why? Because this. Choo. So again, you're utilizing your journal, your diary, and you're unleashing. You're letting all of this stagnant, turbulent energy come out. And you keep reflecting on it, and you keep reflecting on it, and you keep reflecting on it until it does not mean anything to you anymore. That's it. This is your forgiveness process. This is you continuing to do that little circle over and over again until it becomes meaningless. Sometimes that may need a good cry. Sometimes you just feel that you're just upset, you're outraged, maybe you need to kick a desk, maybe you need to put your head in a pillow and just scream. Do it. If that's what it takes to release all of this particular type of energy, then do it. Don't hold back. But again, compliment yourself and know that you can go into a space where you're able to do this. Once you have done that, you look back at these paragraphs. I feel better. I feel like there's been a celestial wash. I feel like the cosmos has allowed me to open myself up, and I've purged all this stuff out. I've completely defragged myself. Fantastic. Now you can enter the inspiration state. Now you can start channeling inspiration because you've let go of all of those particular forms of nodes, those turbulent points within yourselves, and you've been able to flush them out. Now you can channel inspiration. Now you learn that you do not always have to think, that you just simply center yourself. Align into that harmony. Follow the breath. Relax. Become tranquil. Become at peace. And now, inspiration starts coming to you. You may want to have a piece of paper handy. You may want to write all this down as you're just receiving this inspirational message. Maybe it's coming from your higher self. Absolutely. Maybe it's coming from a guide. Absolutely. Maybe you don't know where it's coming from, but you know it's helpful. Absolutely. In later episodes, we're going to be talking about the type of connections you can make through the Psi Academy. But all we're doing here today is just looking about how we can achieve that inspiration state. Because when you are clear, when you are centered, you are now inspired. You're now ready to receive. You're completely open. You're completely trusting to yourself, and you can completely interpret it. Why? Because you no longer contradict yourself. You're no longer feeling that you're in some type of burden. There's nothing that is causing disbelief or questioning your ability at this point. You have trusted yourself to go into the state where thought is no longer a factor, where all you're doing is feeling. You're just feeling calmness. You're feeling tranquility. And that will change as you start to receive these energies just coming through. Your body may start to vibrate. You may start to feel incredible frequencies of sensation coming through your body. You may start to receive third eye images. You may start to just feel this instantaneous type of knowing that's going to come through. Great. Take advantage of that. Let it through. Let it come. Just pay attention. Just listen to what your body, to what your mind, to what your energy, to what everything that represents yourself, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Let it all come to you. And just listen. As you listen, now you will complete that form of meditation, and you'll return back into the physical world with a smile on your face. I got it now. I know exactly what I need to do. This was amazing. I got it. I'm going to go and follow through with that. Great. Jump up, enjoy that feeling, and make it happen. Because that is the big important aspect as well too. It's very good that we are receiving this inspiration, but the most important part is being able to act upon the inspiration. So as you receive, you then act. You become the frequency of that inspiration by truly following it through in the state of action. This is the part of physical creativity. Physical creativity is very, very important. It is absolutely great that you are receiving that mental understanding, that feeling of energies that brings you this inspiration. Bring it into life. Manifest it before your eyes. Become a manifester. And of course, that is something that we are going to be talking about more in the next episode, where we're going to be looking more into trance states and being able to connect with energies, extensions of yourself, and being able to put more action as it relates to the inspiration through these particular states, as well as in the conscious state, to complement you, to reinvent the real within your life. I'm Brad Johnson. Thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to you again in the next episode of the Psi Academy. Goodbye.